everyone, my name is Laura. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. Thanks for clicking on this video. Today is going to be a pretty laid back video. I'm going to be doing some plant care in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet. So I'm just going to have you come along with me. We're going to be trimming some plants that need trimming, maybe moving some plants around, and definitely watering and spraying the whole thing down, as well as filling up my humidifier in there to make sure that my plants are getting adequate humidity in there. So let's go. Okay, so I have both of my favorite tools that I use for my greenhouse cabinet. I have this giant mister. I use this for my reptiles. I actually found it at a Menards. It's only $10 and it is a really awesome mister. And then I have my scissors. So these are just like kitchen scissors I've had for my entire life. So I'm looking at my plants right now and it's very clear that some of them need to be trimmed because they're starting to touch the top of the greenhouse cabinet. And so I'm going to be doing that as well as misting the whole thing with my little mister. So yeah, let me show you what I'm doing. Okay, so you can see my Hoya Bella. This is the one that was featured in my rooting Hoya 2 ways video. Has grown, absolutely outgrown this cabinet. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna just take a snip of it and I'm gonna stick it in some water and just let it grow. So maybe I'll cut it like right here. There we go. I'm gonna stick this little guy in water. I'm gonna pull those 2 bottom leaves off and just stick it in water. Just stuck it with the other cutting I already had in water back there. Hopefully it'll be happy in there. Now I'm gonna go through and water all of my plants, make sure that the moss is moist on all of them. I think it is on most, but some of these plants are needing a little bit of water. Maybe not all of them, actually. They seem pretty okay now that I'm looking at them, but definitely my alocasia love water, so I'll water those. And yeah, I'll make sure that my moss is all moist, and then I'll just do a quick spray of all my plants. So I super love this mister because it has different functions. It can be like a sprayer like that, or it can mist, which is awesome. So I'm gonna go through and with the squirter, sprayer, whatever, not the mister function, I'm gonna make sure that all of my jars of water are full of water, that all my moss is moist enough, and that all my plants are watered, and then I'm gonna go through and just mist the entire cabinet. Just feeling if some of the leaves feel soft, because if they don't, then I don't want to water the plant. So if the leaves aren't soft, that means the plant doesn't need water and I don't want to overwater it. So it looks like my carrii and my curtisii down here are pretty soft. They don't, or are pretty not soft, rigid. They don't need water, basically. I know this plant's from Leca, but the reservoir at the bottom is pretty empty, so I'm just gonna give it some water. My little Hoya parasitica. Yeah, like this is a good example of a plant that could use some water. It's like the leaves are pretty flimsy. So I'm gonna go ahead and water that one. And I love this feature of just shooting water in with my mister because it can be really hard to get in there with a regular watering can without bumping other plants. So my carrii is getting pretty massive, but it's not growing any leaves. Like there's little baby leaves on there. You can kind of see the little nubs. Oh, it's not gonna focus. Oh, there we go. Little baby leaves, but it's almost touching the top, but I don't want to cut just the stem, so I might have to move it out of here soon to let it just grow out somewhere else. And yeah, I just let water get all over the place. That's why there's water stains everywhere. I'm not super careful, and that's just the way it is. And this is my little humidifier. It's empty now, but we'll be filling that up at the end. I'll start by watering my alocasia frydek down here. Getting the moss a little bit wet on my rosita. Propagations that are they're just so dead, but I am holding on to hope, but they're so dead. Needs water. Yeah, could use a little bit. That should be it for this shelf. I'm very much a make a mess now, clean it up later kind of person, so I have a towel over here on the floor just waiting for me to just clean up any mess that drips onto the wood floor. So down here, you can probably see I cleared out a lot of my plants down here. Just wasn't loving them, and I decided to just let them go, you know? This trubia got forgotten for a long time, so it's just looking rough. Real rough. Only one leaf I think is gonna make it on this guy. Okay, so now everything has been watered. I'm just gonna go through and do like a massive mist of everything. I don't really know if this does anything, but it makes me happy, and I think it makes my plants happy too, so. Do it. And I do this probably about once a week and a half. I just go through, water the plants that need it, mist all my plants, and then I'm gonna fertilize my Hoya as well in a sec. running out of water. Can you hear it? It's just air pushing through. Okay, we're out of water. Great, perfect timing. This is what I use for my Hoya, as well as just like regular plant fertilizer when I water once in a while. But since Hoya can absorb nutrient through their leaves, this orchid plant food mist is really nice for them. And I know some people have had maybe not so great experiences with it, but I've never had a bad experience with it. So I just go through and mist on my Hoya. And I try to get all the leaves and the roots, or like the soil, I guess, not the roots. Oh, we are running low on this stuff. Shoot. Hopefully there's enough for all my Hoya. And I get it on some of my other plants, obviously like not on purpose, but I've never had an issue with that. I don't know if it's okay that it gets on plants that are not Hoya or orchids, but I've never had a problem with it, so I'm gonna just call it good, honestly. I try really hard not to get a ton of it on my carnivorous plants, because I know that carnivorous plants don't do well with fertilizer, so I do try to be really careful and avoid that plant. My Polymera has a little baby coming, a little baby. Oh, so cute. Okay. I'm so close to being out, I just kind of want to run out of it so I can throw this bottle away and just get a new one. And I know if you're using this for orchids and even for Hoya, you don't want to spray anywhere where there's flowers. So if your plant is flowering, I'm gonna move this little stained neon out of the way. If your plant is flowering, you definitely don't want to get it on the flowers. I'm not exactly sure why, but it says very clearly on the bottle to not get it on flowers. So don't get it on your flowers. Oh, almost out. Use up the rest of it. Okay. Seems like we're out now. Let's just throw that away. Yeah, that's what my little cabinet looks like. The humidity jumped way up to 90 something, 92%, which is great. And now we're gonna go fill up this little guy with some water and plug him in and just let him run for a little bit. Okay, so I just plugged that in. I'm gonna let it run for a little bit. It's kind of on and off, so it just like mists for a little bit, shuts off for a second. Mists, shuts off. So that's kind of a fun setting because it lasts a little bit longer that way. But yeah, so this is what it looks like now that all my little plant care has been done in here. Super low maintenance, honestly, especially compared to some of my other plants and my other plant setups. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close this up. And we'll just let that be. So that is it for this video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. Lets me know what kind of content to make for you. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.